Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be going over the Kartra calendar feature. A lot of people don't realize that Kartra comes with the appointment scheduling software feature, and I'm going to run you through exactly how it works. So they have a few modes for it as well. First and foremost is going to be the consultant mode, which I'm going to be demoing, where you define your business hours. Your users will select their preferred time window for a one-off session, open time range, one-to-one sessions. This is good for obviously clients and consultations. You have fixed session duration, limited number of sessions per user. This is going to be best for one-on-one consultant sessions, maybe private language classes, on-demand support assistance, or maybe expert coaching. They also have a recurring class model, which is going to be best for weekly consultant sessions, ongoing language classes, therapy or counseling program, or anything related. They also have a gym model. It says your recurring sessions will be set at a fixed day/hour of the week, and multiple users may subscribe to them. Good for gyms or spas, language schools, sport training programs, weekly group coaching calls, and many more. And of course, we have the live event model. Your one-off live events will be set at a fixed date and time in the calendar, and multiple users may subscribe to them. So conferences, seminars, workshops, live events, trade shows, meetings, and networking events, and so on and so forth. Let's go with the consultant model and click on create. So what's great about Kartra here is that they just walk you through all the steps that you're going to need to utilize when it comes to creating your calendar. So you have your basic info, schedule, registration, success, reminders, permissions, automations, and finish. So before you can move on to the next step, before this unlocks, you got to make sure that you click on save and configure these specific sections, unless you want to configure later. So give me a sec. I'm just going to add in a quick logo. Phenomenal, I know. I am probably one of the best logo makers in the world, but now we can look at our template/theme color. If you look at it here, it's going to be changing a little. So where we have orange, brown, crimson, red, green. Green looks great. I like that. Let's click on save. And now we can move to the next section. So when it comes to the schedule, it says you may create multiple classes within the same calendar. Configure and display multiple classes in your calendar for your clients to choose. Each class may have its own settings, host, duration, schedule, etc. Just kind of an example. Click on yes, I understand. Now here is going to be where we have our availability. So you can create multiple classes, but for the idea of doing coaching and consulting or client work, I'm just going to have one main class and people can choose when they want to take it. So give me a sec. I'm going to add in a title and description. So I just put social media consultation, how to revamp and skyrocket your social media efforts. And obviously if someone's coming to this calendar, they'll probably already have a good idea of what they're signing up for. You know, maybe they came from a webinar, maybe they came from an email or a social media post. So that's just going to be a very short description. Like it says maximum 250 characters. So you don't need a ton there, but at least enough to let them know what they're signing up for. So we have our duration next. We can choose by hours if we like, or if we want to make it a little bit less, what we can do is say 0 hours and it's going to be 45 minutes. And then if you schedule, every hour or so, that will give you 15 minutes free. That's really going to be up to you. For this, I'm going to choose myself. And let's move on to the availability. So for example, let's say we want to select days. We like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday, Sunday off. You can hang out with the kids, whatever it's going to be. Okay. And of course, start time. This is going to be based upon your specific time zone. So let's say you're an early bird and maybe you want to do a lot of work before you start with consultations. So we can go at say 7, and then like 8, 9, 10, and 11. And say maybe you eat lunch at 12, so you come back at 1, and then maybe 2 more. These are going to be your availability options. So let's click add. And as you'll see, this is going to be all the dates pretty much throughout the calendar year. You can unselect them, you can change them around, or what you can actually do is just do block specific dates. But before we get to that, number of sessions, it says number of total sessions a user subscription should be made for. For example, if you're running a 4-session training program, you should type 4. So 1 will do just fine. So we also have minimum booking notice. So let's don't allow same day booking. So as long as it's, 1 day before more, that's fine. We have maximum booking range. So only bookings for today, only bookings for today and tomorrow, only for within the next 7 days, only for this month, or for the next 30 days. For me, that's not too bad. I'd probably go with next 30 days. You never know what you're going to be doing a few months from now. So that seems appropriate. And of course, we have dates that we can block. So this is going to be a good one. If you know you're not going to be around, say on Christmas, we can go for the 25th here. We can add that. If you want to do a few more, let's just say I'm going to take my birthday off. Sure. Or maybe you have a dermatologist appointment coming up, which I do. That's why I'm just randomly saying that. I'll throw that one in there. So that means no one's going to be able to schedule any appointments during those times. So That's just one class, and pretty much you just need one class if you're looking for different scheduling in terms of consulting with different people. So that's going to be good. Right, and there's also the ability to sync appointments to avoid double booking. It all depends on how many different type of classes or hosts you're going to have. So if you don't want to sync, it says select this option if your different classes and calendars are run by different hosts and coaches, or you simply want to keep their respective schedules independent from each other, or maybe you're just doing consulting where it's just you, then there's probably no need to sync because you know exactly what everyone's going to be doing. You don't have multiple classes and you'll be just easier to do it that way. However, if you want to sync appointments across multiple classes, if someone books an appointment at a specific date and time for one particular class, it will also be crossed out from all other classes within the same calendar. So if they fill this one up, it's going to be obviously not available there. And class 2, if these fill up, they're not going to be available there. Like I said, that's good if you have multiple classes, okay? Then of course you can sync appointments across multiple classes and calendars if you like, but just for the sake of this example, I'm going to go with that. Click on save. Let's go to save and next. Right, and when it comes to registration, your users will book a session by simply filling in a free opt-in form, or your users will fill in a checkout payment form in order to finalize their calendar booking. So this really depends on how you want to set up. Sometimes a consultation could just be like something to get them started. Maybe it's free at first. Maybe you're not going to be paying up front. It's kind of like a free trial. We'll give you one free session to see how you like it, and we can always continue on from there. If you want to make them pay, you can do that. You will just need to create a product in order to check out that way. For the sake of creating this, I'm just going to click on save to show you how everything works. Then of course we have our time zone conversion. You can let your users select their respective time zone, or you can predefine your own time zone. If I click on this, it says you as the calendar organizer predefine a fixed time zone and your users will view the availability dates accordingly. So Eastern time is going to be great. Let's click on save and go to the next one. All right, so we have the success confirmation. Whether you want to display a confirmation message or you can redirect them to another page, that's fine. If you want to display this, you can completely edit everything right here. Obviously, where the number is going to be, your Skype ID, or sending us an email, a live meeting, whatever it's going to be, that's where you can edit that around. And of course, you have some button to external pages when it comes to adding to a calendar. That's what it looks like. But obviously, that's something you can edit around and change when you get to it. Let's click on Save and Next. Next, we have email confirmation and reminders. This is going to be important so that you can send those nudges out to let people know, because life happens, people forget, whatever it's going to be. So let's click on yes, communicate with your users. And of course, from there, we can use the email gateway from Kartra. This looks good. Let's click on save. And of course, we have our booking confirmation message. We have email reminders as well. So let's send yes, or click on yes, excuse me. And we have immediately upon registration, we can edit this as well. So if we do that, you'll see there's going to be a lot of stuff in here that's already pre-selected, or it obviously depends on, say, the class name, the calendar. So a lot of this is already predefined. You can send a test email too. Keep in mind, if you do send a test email, it's going to show like calendar_URL simply because you haven't gone through and utilized it. But that's kind of an example of how that works. Let's click back here. And if we like that, we can just click on save. So that's a good one, a great reminder. Also, now we have email reminders. Let's go to these as well. Works in a very similar way. So let's go to new reminder. And let's say we want to do one day before. It's a pretty important day. This is a friendly reminder of your upcoming event you subscribe to. It has the event hosted by, and of course, the time with the add to calendar if needed. So we can click on save. And let's do one more, okay? This one's going to be 1 hour before. Okay, so once again, very similar thing, just sending an hour before, because that's a great time to allow them, oh, hey, I got to get ready for this, or I got to prepare. Maybe I got to get some notes together, whatever it's going to be. We can click on save for that. Let's click on save and next. All right, so cancellations. Maybe you just don't want to allow cancellations because once they've done it, they're committed to it, or you can, yes, allow them. That's really going to be up to you. For the sake of this example, I'm going to put no. Session approval, you can do instant approval or manual approval. That's really going to be up to you. Instant seems fine. Let's click on save, save and next. And of course, you can sync with your Google Calendar if you like. You can assign tags. You can subscribe to list. This is where all the fancy stuff comes in with automation and sequences and advanced. I'll do separate videos when it comes to a lot of the automations and tags, but this is going to be something that you can really tweak to your liking. So either way, I'm just going to click on save and next to show you the final product. So the cool thing is that you can use JavaScript if you want to embed it directly into your site, or if you just want to use their hosted page. I'm going to do that to show you exactly what it looks like. All right, so here we are with a consulting calendar, our fancy $1 million Marketing Island logo. We can pick a time for this. Let's just say Friday. Let's go with that. Let's do 8 a.m. and click on next. Okay, and let's just say the person's first name is James C. What a coincidence. Their email goes here, and of course they can click on next. And just like that, congratulations. Now remember, we said we're going to send them to this following thing. You can send them to a completely different page. And remember, this is obviously something that you're going to want to edit, whether it be your number, your Skype ID, your email, whatever it's going to be. And then from then on now, they're going to be getting some email reminders. Obviously, you can change that around, whether it's an hour before or a day before. That's completely up to you. But that in a nutshell is how you can use the Kartra calendars. It's great for scheduling appointments, whether you're just doing coaching and consulting, group training, group classes, whether you have an online business, an offline business, whether you do live events. There's a whole lot of flexibility when it comes to it, and it's pretty easy to set up, especially for the fact that they give you the steps, step by step in order that you need to follow to make the magic happen. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to try out Kartra, I will put a link down below. They do come with a $1 trial, so you can really test them out before finally deciding if they're going to be perfect for you and your online business. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.